Up to the outside lane, trying to block off that advance as they race up the super stretch. Whoa, Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets nailed. He is upside down, and they're wrecking on the back straightaway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. upside down. Brendan Gaughan gets nailed. He's up in the air. Back to the ground goes Gaughan. Here's Tony Raines. He's involved. Joey Logano is there. Kevin Harvick spins, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. spins to a halt right at our feet on the back straightaway, and that Hellman Chevrolet torn to bits, and the good news is window net is down, and Junior is moving around inside of that race car.
That was a wild ride that erupted about halfway down the back straightaway and wound up in turn 3, bringing out the Service Master clean caution. Back to Mike Bagley.
Joe, you can see this one coming. Dave Mooney just nailed it a lap or two ago, and they said they are tight formation. They were. They were leaning on one another, practically coming off the corner, and all of a sudden, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got nailed. The car went upside down, up in the air, and everybody started slamming on brakes and crashing into each other behind them. Kevin Harvick got a piece of the action. The only car left over here is Brendan Gaughan. He is facing the wrong way on the outside lane of the racetrack. Safety crews are there, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. practically at our feet here on the inside of the end of the back straightaway has been greeted by the safety crews. He is climbing out right now. Good news is Dale Jr. okay, but what a wild ride and a wild crash here on the super stretch at Daytona.
Apparently some damage on Kyle Busch's car, Barney. He's on pit road. Let's check in with Alex.
Yeah, heavy damage on the right front corner as an extremely used up Mike Wallace car slides by our feet here, headed back to the Nationwide Series garage. Kyle Busch came to the pit lane, heavy damage on the right front corner, and that Interstate Batteries Camry team going to work with the mallets and the hammers and the saws, trying to cut that sheet metal away, try to get a good enough clearance on that right front tire. But Kyle Busch right now, a huge disadvantage aerodynamically.
We said a moment ago when we came back that things would pick up in the final half of this race, and indeed they have.
There's Dale right at the right side of your screen.
Oh, there's contact behind him between Carl Edwards and
Carl Edwards got up into
Keselowski.
And boy, it just flipped Dale over. And then there's nowhere for these guys to go. That's Kyle Busch. That's the damage he sustained. There's Brendan Gaughan.
You got to wonder why Carl Edwards would make a move like that on the straightaway. He kind of made an abrupt move up to the outside lane there. I don't know if he thought he was clear.
Now, sometimes you're moving over just to get against that car to try to slow that car down, that momentum to where you can get your line moving a little bit quicker. And maybe he just misjudged that. It's happened before. But that's what these guys are trying to do, is just side draft and slow that car beside them down to where their line will move quicker.
Greg Biffle also involved. Let's go on board. This is the view from Junior.
That's where he just got turned. When you get hit in the right rear, there's nothing you can do. And, of course, the air automatically gets underneath that car right then. Let's see here. See Carl moving over. Yeah, I think his intentions were just to get over there, but he could see that outside line moving a little bit just to slow them down. And I don't know if Brad came down just a little, nothing that Brad was doing wrong, but it only takes just a split second of both of these drivers moving in the same direction, and that creates the contact.
So the work continues. Let's go on board and just listen.
Right corner, stay behind you, damn it. Perfect. All right, we ain't hit nothing yet. Gather up.
It's from high above.
Yeah, Carl may have actually been trying to get in the outside lane there.
It looked like he thought he might have a hole and was trying to get in that hole before it closed up, but he misjudged the front of his car.
Yeah, we've seen that a number of times down here this week in both the Cup Series and now in this series, to where guys are misjudging just a little bit. And it only takes a little bit.
Here it is in real time.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think it's just a product of this restrictor plate racing. The cars are all bunched up. And just misjudging by a few inches can create a situation just like this.
If you were with us for Countdown, there was a really strong interview by Marty Smith with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and about the disappointment of last year and the high hopes for this year. And that's what's left of today's car. What does this do to his confidence?
Well, his confidence still got to be high. He had a car good enough to win and probably thought he was going to win. But that's just one of those racing breaks.
Our second 10-car crash, and you can see the list of those that are involved. There's the damage on Kyle's car. And looks like they've got the sledgehammer out trying to get it away from the wheel well. We are under a red flag situation here at Daytona. Stay with us. We'll be right back.